Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are bringing back the Eve. I know you guys have been missing the Eve, so we're going to be doing an Eve climb. I'm going to be uploading as many games as I can, the ones that I think are going to be the most educational and helpful for you guys to learn from. So the first thing I want to talk about is what path is we doing on Eve right now, because that's been like the most asked question. It's pretty standard. What I've been doing recently, I used to only do red and blue start, but now I've been doing a lot more Raptor start, weirdly enough, because I think you are very like in this current meta, you're very I don't know, I'd say very useless early game. So your job is just to be consistent and find a lead, and the only consistent lead is like getting like your Sorkshoe Rush or whatever, or sometimes just Aether with Dark Seal, like these things. Just getting as much farm as you can for your first base, and then like trying to either go for a kill on a lane early, or like you're going for an objective. Like I know I don't really like getting objectives on Eve because usually you can get kills, but at the moment it's kind of hard to be honest. But yeah, that's what we're going for, just the Raptor start. Trying to get as much gold for our first base as possible. I don't really like buying Amptome Dark Seal right now. It feels very underwhelming. I'd like to get like a 1200 or 1100 gold buy. By the way, apologies, there's no audio for this the game because I accidentally had music on while I was playing, so it picked up that, so it's copyright, so I can't actually put that on YouTube. So that's what the no audio is about. So we're versing a volley bear. I was scared of an invade, but level 1 he invaded my bot side, so I had to check my raptors with that ward to see if he was bush camping. And then I popped up, and then I'm not really scared of the invade because I was assuming he actually started blue buff this game because he invaded and he didn't cross to his own jungle for a while. So that was my assumption there. But what ended up happening is he started raptors because there's no way he could, if you saw the game, like there's no way he could have done red start without being really late to his buff because he was in my bot side jungle, right, for a while. So it's obviously started Raptors or he started blue. Those are his two options in my head this game without him being really inefficient. So he went for the top gank. Now he went into the bush to obviously base, which means he's going bot side because his blue side's the only thing that's up. So this top crab's free is what that means. His raptors are respawning. So we have the option here to take his raptor respawn. Are we going to go for that though is the question. And it comes down to one thing. If we do his Raptors, can we get a gank on mid? Or can we get his Krogs as well for free? So if you can do either of those guaranteed, then sure, Raptors is good. Otherwise, if you're just getting Raptors just for the own Raptor camp, it's probably not worth it because if we did our own Raptors right, we have better tempo than him because we have less camps than he does, so we have more time, free time. And then two, we're going to be able to get our own Krogs, and it's going to be very efficient because his camps aren't respawning, but ours are, so we're actually getting more golden XP than him over the course of the game. So that's like the first big decision we made, and that's a really important one. You guys can learn from that already. If both Raptors are respawning at 4 minutes, can I gank mid or top after Raptors? Or can I get his Krogs for free? And the answer was no here because it's mid-based, top wasn't in a gankable lane state, and two, the volley bear could be on the Raptors. It's not a high chance he will be, but he could. He could do like blue into Raptors or something weird, right? So after Krugs here, we're going to have enough gold for our first ideal base, which on 1200 gold, I'd like to go either with Dark Seal. That's my favorite at the moment. Otherwise, it's just Sork Shoes if you're 1100, and then 750 is Amptome Dark Seal. Here, Volibear has no flash, so we just go ahead and flash on him to follow up. And then here, I just I should ping my team back here. That's a little bit of a mistake here, but I just need a base here, get my ideal base. So when you have 1450 gold, your really good base is going to be the Dark Seal Sork Shoes ultimate base. This is everyone's favorite base in Eve. And then I'd like to grab a pink there because having a pink when you're playing for Grubs, so Grubs is very like this is like the main different thing between last season Eve and this season Eve is like Grubs are like the most important thing. If you can get them, it's pretty good. Like it'll make the game a lot easier if you're able to get Grubs, and Control Ward can be really helpful for Grubs, but the thing is you're so weak for the first Grubs fight, right? Like I'm strong because I got Sorcery Dark Seal, but usually Since I'm down a level, or I'm not down a level, but I don't have my level 6 right, my strongest point in the game, I don't have that. So if you can get grubs and get 6 off of the grubs, your game's going to be pretty sweet. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit harder if your grubs get denied here. So, but of course, there's always going to be other options, so that's obviously not the only thing that can go wrong. And there was the 530 wave with the cannon on it that gives you level 6. So we can't go for the top gank because Renekton will 1v2 us because I'm not very strong and sets level 5, plus sets down half HP, so no gank there. And Volibear would have lane ganked as well, so good to know. And it looks like we're going for the grubs here. We get the grubs. We are just chilling because our top laner dies, but I mean, we can cover that gank, but it's not very foreseeable, or it wasn't very like predictable, but the main thing is I get level 6, which is the most important thing. So how do I use this level 6 advantage? So one, there's a Volibear here. So I don't know if he has smite or not. So I do want to fight this though, because obviously Renekton has no ult. But it looks like from the way he played it, he has no smite. And I have Brand behind me, so I'm able to just pick up this 1v2 or the 2v2 kill, and I'm able to pick up the grubs, and that's awesome. So just being very, very selfish in the early game and getting ourselves level 6 as fast as possible paid off, right? Because Volibear's doing this gank, that gank, this gank, that gank, and we're having really good tempo and farm, so we're getting level 6 before him, and then we're able to use our 5 to 6 advantage very nicely. And then since we have ult, plus our bot camps are up, it's very like safe to go for this gank because we're not risking much, right? We're going to be crossing through mid anyway, so we may as well look for the free kill and our ult's on cooldown. So when your ult's on cooldown on Eve, your job now becomes to get as much gold and find a base before your next ultimate comes up. So what we go ahead and do is we farm our bot side camps here, get towards our next item, and then we are able to base and play for our next ult cooldown, and then use it probably on the top side this game because why? I don't have any setup bot lane. Milio is a useless champion. Rail's pretty much countered by Milio, so that's fine. That means like there shouldn't be too much happening bot, which is good for me. I want my bot lane to scale up here, and I don't want to really interact with their bot lane champs because the thing that counters Eve the most is one, CC, and two, like mobility. So Rail has pretty much both, and then Jin is always going to be in a position, right, where Rail's just going to be able to like peel him, right? So it's really hard for me to play against their bot lane champions, but up in the top lane and the mid lane, it's really easy to kill their champions. Hui's a bit hard. You have to outplay the Hui. You have to like dodge his fear. Like you'll see later in this game, I have some pretty good examples of me outplaying the Hui that you can try and replicate in your own games and try and get the feel for how to outplay the Hui fear, and it'll be a lot easier for you guys to play against that champion. But of course, it's quite hard when you do get feared. You're not going to be able to kill them most of the time. So we just path up here. We're just farming our camps, ignoring everything. Why? Because they're also in cooldown. We just need to play for our ult CD, and that's when we're going to be shining when our ult is up. And we can look for a top or mid play, or even an invade on the enemy jungler. So those are pretty much our three options here. And the top side, gank top, gank mid, invade jungle. So Volibear shows bot, which means his top side's up right now. That's some information. Just jungle fundamentals. Just always know what camps the enemy jungler has when you can. And we see the Renekton here. We just go for the nice and easy gank so we can't crash the wave, and Aset has a really good lane state if he wants to freeze, or he can obviously just push and try and get plates or deny. So the first thing I do here is on the way to mid lane, I may as well check the enemy jungler's camps, get some vision down, check the raptors, check the red. That's some good info. But this way is looking like a free kill, so I opt into my way over here, and then I go for the charm. Get the charm down, and we get the kill, and then we just kind of ult out. We don't beat the Volibear even though we're up 2 levels. He's just like in Super Saiyan mode, right? He's altered. So now our next job is to, again, exactly what we did in this situation before. We have no ult, so it's time to get as much gold as possible, whether that's farming camps, like flashing on someone that's 1 HP, getting a really easy kill, like things that you're not going to need your ult for, right? And then you want to base and spend your gold and get your item. So Lich Bane's your biggest spike at the moment. It's the best item. Don't go, you know, that Blackfire Torch or Leandre's rubbish. This is the best item for sure. I've tried the other stuff, nothing's good, but Lich Bane Deathcap build, it's just the standard. E builds never change. They're always the same. And I don't want to fight anything because my ult's on cooldown, plus I have a big power spike in the base. So we get the Lich Bane here, that's awesome. So now we want to do the exact same thing, playing around top and mid. So from level 1 we identified what lanes we want to play around, and it is the top and mid because obviously bot lane is pretty useless for our champion. If you go back like 5 seconds, you can see what runes I went there. You can see them on the screen now, but double adaptive and scaling HP is going to be your best bet. Here's a pretty big decision. I could fight this, but what's the thing that's stopping me from fighting, guys? It's my ult. My ult's on cooldown, so we don't want to fight without our ults being up. It's very, very important that we just ignore our teammates doing stupid things until our ult comes up. Our brand and set both don't have ult as well, so that's an even more telling factor into this decision. But let's see how I play it out when my ult's on cooldown and I just wait for it to come up. I'm very slow and smart about it. Just finding a nice flank angle, getting in a bush. Bushes are your best friend, by the way, guys. I know you're in this chat, but bushes are your best friend because look, I can throw my abilities from the bush and they won't be expected, right? And then Hui has the ability to peel himself there, so I just go for the ult just to make it simple. I'm not going to need my ult anyway. We won the top side fight, which is really good. And we have nothing to do now, so it's time to get farm, XP gold, everything we can while our ult's on cooldown so we can get the grubs. Grubs are very important in this current meta. Pretty much, if you have grubs, you'll be able to end the game very fast. If you don't, it's going to be a bit harder, right? Because right now, we have 5 grubs. Brand's whacking that turret, doing so much damage to it. He's got the little grubs, and then we see a TP on the mid lane there, so we opt into killing the Hui as we're crossing through because our bot sides are respawning. And then we flash on the Hui here because he also flashed, so we just follow that. There was an opportunity just to E on him straight away that might have followed his flash, but we can't really predict that. And I was trying to hold my E there, if you're wondering, for my next Lich Bane proc, which is how you kind of want to use your combo most of the time. You want to try play for double Lich Bane proc, and that's how you're going to one-shot most people. If you're not abusing that, you're just losing damage for no reason. And here, Volibear comes for my Raptor respawn, but I go for the W, and then I wait for my W to proc, and then I charm him, which slows him, and then I E him as well. So I get move speed, so I'm able to create distance. Luckily, I was able to pull off that combo, so he couldn't stay on me, and I was able to run away and bait him, and then my bot lane collapsed, luckily, and we got the kill. Very, very good. And then here, we're just farming our camps, getting as much gold as possible before we base. Ideally here, I really dislike Magi's right now. I just feel like there's so much CC in the meta. Like every support's just playing engage. I feel like because there's double ADC in the meta, right? So that lacks engage. So they need the engage for the setup and the space it creates. So I go for the Rod and the Amp Tome. You can see my note in the chat box right there. Amp Tome just to spend max gold. I'm still going to have the room for double Rod when my jungle item goes away, right? So just want to get that 20 AP. Just a little thing with the build there. It's not too important. Build doesn't matter too much, but just a little side note there. We wait for invis because sometimes people award that dot bush. I see ping in game and communicate a bit. Try to be as educational as possible. Some people just use the yellow ward there, so you can dodge that vision with your passive. It's a nice niche little trick. So here I do something a bit unnecessary or a bit int. So what you can do when you take Rift as Eve is you can never get hit by the hand, which makes you take or makes you deal half damage. You can actually kite it out all the way. So that's a nice little trick you can do with the Herald. So I'd recommend abusing that. If you put in the maybe 15 minutes it takes you to learn how to do. Some people get it down even faster than that if you're smart or just fast at learning. But yeah, mid died my top based, so the only thing for me to do is just farm my blue and grump. So it's very simple, simple basic gameplay right here, waiting for our players to be on the map, and then we can look for plays. We don't have a base just yet because we have an ultimate up, so it's always good to make plays with your ults when they're up, when your ult's up. That's how I think about that. And then we spot Volibear in that ward. Whoever placed that ward's a Chad. So we see the Volibear going for this gank, and we're able to counter gank that. And we're able to, we just don't wait for the charm there because the thing is, I'll kill him before the charm even procs. So if you need the charm to kill because you need CC, maybe you need 2 Q rotations, then you want to go for the charm. Otherwise, just going for the combo straight away with the slow. Here, I don't have Cogmore, so I can't go for this 2v2. What did I say before? Rel and Jin completely counters me, CC and mobility, or just CC, so much CC that I can't actually get onto them. My champ's pretty much rendered useless in that situation until maybe I have Banshees. So here, I pretend to go right for the whole time, and then I go left at the last second, so he thinks I'm going to dodge right only, and then I dodge back, and then I'm able to just avoid that guy's fear all in all. That was a really good example. So yeah, I still have ult up, but I also really want to get as much money as possible so I'm able to buy my death cap on the next base. I would really rather just get the death cap instead of going for a rod and then playing a whole sequence out without my death cap, right? Because every base means you're probably going to be playing a sequence on that base, right? So if you don't have your biggest spike, it's going to be harder and harder depending on what you have bought. But here we see a TP, I believe, come in. Yeah, way TPs, and we just kill this guy. That's kind of sad. We killed this guy on two of his TPs. He died straight away, so he's really, really weak because of that. And then we just use our 5 grubs here. We're just trying to get as much gold as possible, so we're able to get towards our death cap. Very, very nice. And now we have death caps, we instantly base. We also ping our teammates off, because now as soon as I base, I can be on the map as fast as possible. I grab a pink ward, set up for the next objective, which is probably the tier 2s. That was the next objective. I have 5 grubs and Herald, so I'm very, very strong at taking turrets, even though I'm a melee champion. I have tools that I can use, and I really want to abuse that. Here, Renekton's way too far overextended. He has no turrets to be playing around, and we just go ahead and kill that guy. And then Volibear is looking on my Milio, but we just look for the Volibear here. I don't know what this guy's doing, he's a bit of a clown. And we just pick up the kill on that guy, spamming our Q. And now, the next objective is to play for the tier 2s. Step 1, get vision control. So I can do that because there's no one to be scared of here, so I can just walk in and get a pink ward nicely down. And then step 2, these guys overextend on mid lane, so I have to check if I have TP, so I have double TP. I need to spawn something in for my teammates to teleport to, so I just go ahead and Herald. If they're smart, they'll be able to TP to that. And see how I instantly blue ward after heralding? It's just a bug you can abuse. A bug abuser, man. You get double blue trinket if you just put your herald after heralding. If you put your ward down straight away, you'll get another charge because it's a bug. But I mean, it's been in the game for seasons, so I'm assuming it's just not a bug and I can just abuse it. Right, don't ban me, please. But yeah, very good. We're heralding here, and then we go push bot, play for this bot push and turret. So here, something embarrassing happens. Do not laugh at me for this. We go for the Volibear dive, and I want to go behind because I think he's gonna leave. But yeah, I just won't say anything. You guys can just watch. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one. That was a rough one. I'm gonna just skip forward a bit in the replay. I don't want to talk about that one. But yeah, this is just going to show why it's really important not to in because your whole team just gonna chain in. But lucky here, I got lucky and my team didn't in. I'm gonna just skip forward through the grey screen. No one wants to watch that. I roughly showed there was a fight and it happened because I died. I have 16 kills, which is all the kills on the team, so it's really hard. But yeah. Here I go ahead and look for the dragon player. I missed a smite here, but we go ahead and end the game here after this. So I just want to quick give myself a bit of advertisement. If you want to get coached by me, guys, go ahead and search sensebarrel.gg up or in the link below, and you can sign up to my coaching program. It's pretty much two times a day you can come get coached. Bring a game, and that's 2 times every day. So in total, that's like what 60 VODs you can get coached if you're dedicated enough for just $30 a month. So that's like really, really OP. So if you guys want to get coached by me, consider joining SenseBro.gg. And if you have any questions, ask me down below in the comments. And I hope you guys have good games. Good luck in your games. Hope you learn stuff. Peace, peace, peace. Bye, guys.